And who would have thought our first spread line would be Florida State coming into the season after a horrible season in 2024? Why would they ever make a spread line? Joe, they are 3-0 here and looking to do damage in the ACC.
Right. And Donnie, the problem is we haven't seen Florida State face anybody since the win over Alabama, which was just about a month ago now. And believe me, Kent State does not count as a test for anybody here. Problem is, Donnie, we've seen nothing but Virginia money this week coming in here. And now it was as high as 8 during the week, minus 7.5, now minus 7s. And keep in mind here, this has not been a very good FSU team against the number on the road or a neutral site game since 2019, 11-21 against the number, Donnie. And you got a Virginia offense with quarterback Chandler Morris under center, averaging 45.5 points a game. The thing for me is, I know Florida State money is coming before kickoff, and I'm thinking all of this early money towards Virginia pushing the line down, I think it could be a head fake, Donnie, because I think the hope is this drops below 7, gets to 6.5, because guess who's on deck for FSU, Donnie? Number 2, the U, Miami. It's a look-ahead spot. I think once this thing drops below 7, you're going to see a ton of money coming in on Florida State, and I'll be one of them.
Yeah, big time for Miami to get that bye, to sort of belly up and say, let's watch some tape, let's relax, let's get healthy, where Florida State has to play on a Friday night, so at a distinct disadvantage there. It's a great headline for us to talk about. Also, keeping it in the ACC, with Clemson basically falling off at 0-2 to start the season, Joe, the ACC teams that maybe didn't think they would be in it to win it here, the Georgia Tech Yellow Jackets, who knows, Miami Hurricanes, obviously the Florida State Seminoles. They knew they would probably be at the top of the standings. But how about this one? Saturday at noon in the ACC, Duke versus Syracuse. Syracuse had a great close to the season last year, now opens up 3-1 overall and 1-0 in the ACC. They got a legitimate chance to win this thing. That team seems for real, Joe.
Yeah, and listen, I mean, recency bias, Donnie. We just watched them dismantle Clemson on the road. And I can tell you right now, based upon tickets and money, the public loves this Syracuse Orange team. This line opened up with Q's being a 5-point underdog, and we have seen close to 75% of the money in tickets on Syracuse. The problem is, I'm not sure if the public understands that Syracuse lost its starting quarterback, Steve Ageli, in that game against Clemson with an Achilles injury for the rest of the season. He's a big reason why they've had success, Donnie. Over 1,300 yards passing, 10 TDs. I mean, I get it. The public sees Duke as a team that has been all over the map, but that was a hell of a win against NC State. And the public should realize this is a Duke team that can drop 40 points on anybody. My advice, though, bet Duke now if you like them, because I do think this number, it's going to keep rising here before kickoff.
Spread lines here digging deep. Why aren't you talking about Oregon taking on Penn State? Well, understand this. There are storylines to every single ball game and chances to make money, Joe. Talk to me. Northwestern, UCLA? How about that line?
I mean, Donnie, hell has frozen over because Northwestern is an actual favorite in a game.
Wow.
What? Which is hard to believe, since the last time they were a big favorite against a Power 5 team was back in the COVID year in 2020 against Illinois. They did cover as a 13.5-point favorite, but that might as well have been a million years ago. This team is awful. Now you've got UCLA, who fires Deshaun Foster because they look terrible. But what I'm hearing, Donnie, is Tim Skipper, the interim head coach, he's breathed some life back into these players and this program here, especially with their $1 million quarterback, good old Nico there, that they got from Tennessee. Listen, Northwestern's been cooked for years. The fact that they are laying this kind of money, I would grab these points as quick as you can with UCLA, because I'm telling you, the pro money's coming, and this number will be gone by kickoff.
Absolutely fantastic college football slate setting up for this Saturday. I can't wait to watch it play out. But before we get there, Joe, let's do a quick rehash here on the Heisman Trophy race. And if you're not paying attention or don't know college football, if I would have told you a guy, Joe, Fernando Mendoza, leads the way in the Heisman Trophy, most people wouldn't even know where he played football at. That's the University of Indiana, Joe, and he's the favorite at a plus 850 price over Carson Beck of Miami, dropping down to 11-1. Coach Sig has got the boy rolling in Indiana.
No, he does. And listen, I think this board, Donnie, is going to continue to zig and zag each and every week. I mean, don't forget, we had the OU quarterback, was the favorite just a week ago until we learned that, oh, yeah, he's having surgery and he's going to miss some time. So he's off the board. A lot of big games coming up in which those numbers right now will be shifting. Keep an eye on Jordan Maeva there, USC with Lincoln Riley, the number one quarterback in the country right now. And he's got Illinois, who just gave up 63 to that quarterback, by the way, of Indiana Mendoza. So, yeah, there's some value on that board, Donnie.
I'll tell you, value this weekend just might be in you sitting down on your couch and watching great football games, which includes the SEC Game of the Week, 7:30 p.m. on Saturday night, Joe. That's Alabama and Georgia. By the way, in that Heisman race, Gunnar Stockton pulls out a win over Alabama. He will move up that leaderboard as well. But however, this line opened up around a 4.5-point price as a favorite towards Georgia. Joe, some outlets showing 2.5, others at 3 here. We're expecting a great game at Sanford Stadium this weekend here. Two big-time rivals going toe-to-toe.
Yeah, but, Nick Saban's not walking through that door anytime soon, Alabama. And, yeah, I think this is hostile territory. I think this is going to be rough here. And Kalen DeBoer, you can that loss to Florida State, I can tell you right now, will be wiped away if you end up getting this job done here against Kirby Smart in Georgia. I think it's a field goal game one way or the other.
Me too.
I would not be laying it down one way or the other with this game.
It's right. You are so right. It's right down the middle of this. And also, Jam Miller back for the Alabama Crimson Tide, their superstar running back. That could make a big difference in this game. How about the whiteout at Penn State? Oregon versus Penn State. Now, usually, Joe, we talk, hey, these big games, touchdown favorites. No, we just told you a game is between 2.5 and 3. Now we look at Oregon and Penn State. 3.5 across the board with a lonely 3 out there. So we're expecting a great football game. Total this one, 51.5. That Penn State crowd is going to be on fire, but can it do enough to slow down that high-powered Oregon Ducks attack, Joe?
Well, I got to tell you, Donnie, this game opened up 6.5 for Penn State, and there hadn't been an ounce of Penn State money yet, driving this thing down to 3.5. And listen, to me, one team has been tested, one team has delivered, and one team has decided to play 3 cupcakes and struggled in those games. I don't care that it's a whiteout. I don't care how many returning stars. You know who has a lot of returning starters? Illinois. How did that work out against Indiana last week here? I think Oregon gets it done, and I think they get it done in a big way here against Penn State.
And you know what? Like, I'll stick on this game for just a moment because you're right about this. Like, Penn State is notorious for having very good schedules. Like, okay, we're going to play like Ohio State once a year. They're going to beat us, but we'll rack up wins against everybody else and run up the score. But now you get that whole James Franklin where when you play a really good opponent, he comes up small a lot. And what happens, I always joke, like, if Penn State loses this game and then rips off another 10-win season, they go to the Citrus Bowl, like James Franklin gets another 7-year contract at Penn State. Sooner than later, Joe, you have to step up. Like, if Oregon comes as an underdog into your building and beats you, are we just going to rely on, well, the loss doesn't matter because you can still make it in with 2 losses in the college football playoff? Enough is enough at Penn State. Win a big football game, Joe.
Yeah, well, and that's the whole thing, right? Drew Allar, okay. I mean, he hasn't looked great against cupcakes here. So we're just expecting him to flip a switch now and do it against one of the best and most athletic and deepest teams in the country in Oregon. I don't know. The only saving grace for Penn State is Jim Knowles as your DC. He was the DC for Ohio State last year and got him to a championship. That defense is going to have to play big in this game.
Oh, boy, Ohio State and Washington out on the West Coast, an 8.5-point favorite for those Buckeyes. And by the way, money coming in on Washington. Husky Stadium will be absolutely rocking on Saturday, Joe.
But again, who has Washington played? I mean, another cupcake schedule here against Ohio State, who had to open up against a pretty good team. Yeah, it's been all Washington money. I'd be careful with this one.